I'm not retired. I'm actively training 5 days a week, and I'm in the UFC's drug testing pool.
He has made it very clear to me that this is what he wants to do.
That's a definitely.
That's awesome.
For sure, that's my event.
That is
That's
your
my
event. That is.
for sure.
What happens when the UFC's biggest star gets left out of the spotlight? Jon Jones may be on the sidelines while Dana White throws his full support behind Conor McGregor for the highly anticipated White House card. The spotlight is shifting, and tensions are boiling over in the fight world. To begin with, Dana White addressed the excitement around the UFC's historic White House card, stressing he needs fighters he can fully count on, no matter the circumstances. While acknowledging Jon Jones as the greatest of all time, White admitted Jones recently pulled out of a deal, putting him lower on the priority list. Instead, White is pushing for Conor McGregor to headline. This decision shows how Dana is prioritizing reliability over star power for such a massive event.
I need people on this card that I can count on, that no matter what happens, opponents get switched out or whatever happens, I need guys that I can absolutely count on that are going to show up that night. So, listen, I'm not saying no to Jon Jones, and I respect the fact that he's pushing this hard, but Jon Jones and I just had a deal that he pulled out of.
Yeah.
You know, so he's not on the top of my list, even though I say it all the time, you know, he's the greatest of all time. I still know that to be a fact.
Furthermore, Dana White doubled down on his trust in Conor McGregor, saying critics may talk, but Conor has always proven himself when it matters most. White explained that while many talk tough in public, few step up when the pressure is real. Behind the scenes, Conor has consistently been that reliable fighter, willing to take on any challenge. Dana's confidence highlights just how much the UFC views Conor as its most bankable name in high-pressure moments.
And say what you want about Conor McGregor, because people like to talk shit about that too, but he is that guy.
Yeah.
And he's always been that guy. I've been in the room. I've been on the phone. I've been, you know, lots of people like to talk tough publicly. But behind the scenes, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
When the shit hits the fan, who's really willing to go out? And Conor McGregor has always been that guy.
Moving on, Dana White revealed that Jon Jones reached out with an apology. But when it comes to the historic White House card, his trust leans toward Conor McGregor. White emphasized Conor's reliability and fearless mindset, noting their constant communication. He stated, "Jon sent me a text apologizing, but I need people that I can seriously rely on for this one. People talk shit about Conor. I've been in the trenches with Conor. He doesn't care. He'll literally fight anybody. Conor and I've been talking nonstop and he's dead serious." White's words make it clear that apologies alone won't change his stance and when history is on the line. Additionally, Chael Sonnen weighed in on Jon Jones' push to be part of the White House card, revealing Jones was accused of pulling an underhanded move during negotiations with Tom Aspinall. After the issue became public, Jones reportedly apologized to Dana White via text. Sonnen noted White discussed the situation during an interview with Jim Rome, hinting at ongoing tensions. Sonnen's breakdown adds another layer to why White may be hesitant to give Jones such a spotlight.
Jon really wants on the card. Jon did something that was deemed underhanded in his negotiations with Aspinall. This gets made public. Jon apologizes. He went to Dana White in a text message. This is Dana speaking to our good friend, Jim Rome, who, by the way, owes me a phone call.
In fact, Chael Sonnen expanded on Dana White's remarks, explaining that White felt Jon Jones mishandled negotiations with Tom Aspinall after believing they already had an agreement. Dana openly expressed his frustration, saying he wasn't cool with how things unfolded. In response, Jones apologized directly, admitting fault in the situation. Sonnen noted that Jones' apology carries weight and may help ease tensions, but still, the damage to Jones' reputation may already be done in Dana's eyes.
And Dana said, hey, you know, I let it be known that I didn't like how this whole thing went down with Aspinall. I thought that we had an agreement. I'm not cool with that. And Jon came to him and apologized. So I'm sorry how this whole thing went down with Tom. And that goes a long way.
Meanwhile, Conor McGregor expressed pure excitement when asked about the UFC heading to the White House. Calling it the perfect stage for his return, McGregor declared the Mac is back and said he's eager, motivated, and ready. He even hinted at wanting the event sooner, joking about celebrating his birthday early, and confirmed without doubt that this will be his event. His enthusiasm only reinforces Dana's belief that Conor is the right man to headline this historic card.
UFC's coming to the White House. Are you excited about this? I mean, have you thought about? I mean, it's a pretty cool.
I'm
thing.
ecstatic. The Mac is back, and what better event than to grace the White House lawn
for a straightener. What I do best. I'm very, very excited, very eager, very motivated. Bring it on, baby. Do you think that's when you maybe come back? I mean, what about comeback for you as far as fighting? I'm very happy that it's June. It was on in July. Now it's a month earlier. Even better. Bring it to April. Why not? Let's celebrate the birthday early. I celebrate my birthday months in advance.
So
we could
potentially see maybe possibly White House Conor McGregor.
That's a definitely.
That's awesome.
For sure, that's my event.
That is
That's
your
my
event. That is.
for sure.
On the other hand, Ariel Helwani reacted to Conor McGregor's comments, highlighting the confusion around his comeback. McGregor insists he's not retired, trains 5 days a week, and remains in the UFC drug testing pool. He claims his goal is to fight at the White House card, but admits that the decision lies with Dana White. Helwani questioned the logic, asking what McGregor's future really means. This raises a critical question about whether McGregor is truly ready or just hyping the moment.
I'm not retired. I'm actively training 5 days a week, and I'm in the UFC's testing pool.
Great. And what's the status of the fight at the White House?
I don't really know. It's kind of out of my control right now. I'm training for the event. I'll be ready for the event. That's my goal. That's my intention. But ultimately, it's up to the boss.
None of it makes any sense. So if the boss says you're not fighting in the event, is he retired then? Like, you're only coming back for one event? What does that mean?
At the same time, Dana White shut down the idea of Jon Jones fighting at the UFC's historic White House event. While acknowledging Jones' desire to compete for the belt, White explained it's not about titles, it's about reliability. He said he can't risk placing Jones in such a massive spotlight only for something to go wrong, especially on a stage as significant as the White House card. This marks a rare occasion where Dana values consistency over championships.
Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him like coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, you know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong. Yeah, especially the White House card.
In addition, during his interview on the Zach Gallup show, Dana White revealed Jon Jones reached out via text to apologize for how things unfolded and expressed his desire to fight at the White House card. While White appreciated the gesture, he made it clear it didn't change his stance. For such a historic event, he stressed he only trusts fighters he can absolutely rely on. This hard stance shows Dana is treating the White House event as more than just another UFC card, it's legacy defining.
And he apologized. What was that conversation like?
Well, it wasn't a conversation. He reached out, he wrote, like a text saying, listen, sorry how this all played out or whatever. I want to fight at the White House. I'm serious about that. And, just one of those type of.
Has that changed your view?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
So there's no chance he's going to be
No,
on the White House.
I appreciate it. I appreciate him reaching out and doing that, but I need people I can count on for this fight, and I know who they are. I know who they are not.
Building on this, Ariel Helwani broke down the meaning behind Jon Jones' apology to Dana White, calling it very telling. He explained Jones initially demanded $30 million for the Tom Aspinall fight. After the UFC agreed and secured the money, Jones first accepted, then backed out days later. Helwani stressed he's repeated this story many times and no one has refuted it. If true, this incident could permanently damage Jones' negotiating power within the UFC.
What are you talking about? The only music videos I watch these days are Iceman, courtesy of Drizzy Dre. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about.
The 90-minute streams, a work of art. Anyway, I didn't know, but I saw a clip of Jon Jones, and then I was like, wait, I recognize the person talking to him. I recognize the voice, and then we looked at where it came from, and Jon was on the red carpet talking to his longtime publicist, Denise White, who does a great job. She's been with him for a very long time. And I don't know if it's because he didn't want to talk to anyone or no one wanted to talk to him, but I thought it was a little bit weird that he was just answering questions as if it was a media interview on the red carpet. Anyways.
Finally, MMA Joey broke down Dana White's recent comments, calling them bold and laughably false. He argued that Dana is hyping Conor McGregor to headline the rumored 2026 UFC White House card, despite shaky details. Joey also accused Dana of lying about McGregor's supporters' run for Ireland's presidency, reminding fans that Conor had already withdrawn from that political campaign. This perspective suggests Dana may be spinning narratives to keep McGregor at the forefront of UFC headlines.
And he was making some very bold, laughable claims that are easily verifiable as false because he wants to glaze Conor McGregor now and pushed the idea of Conor McGregor headlining UFC White House, or whatever they're going to call the event at the White House, supposedly, that's happening in 2026. But on top of that, he was also lying about Conor McGregor's political campaign to become the president of Ireland, which Conor McGregor just recently withdrew from.
When everything is laid out, the message from Dana White couldn't be clearer. This White House card isn't about belts or reputations, it's about trust and reliability. Conor McGregor has positioned himself as the man Dana is willing to gamble history on, while Jon Jones finds himself on the outside looking in. It's a storyline that leaves fans wondering whether Dana's loyalty to Conor is justified, or if Jones deserves another shot at the spotlight. So now the question becomes, is Dana White making the right move by choosing Conor McGregor over Jones? Can McGregor truly rise to the occasion and own the biggest stage of his career? And is Jon Jones' legacy strong enough to survive being pushed aside at a moment like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates from the fight world. These storylines are heating up, and we'll be here to keep you locked in every step of the way.